go to the hotline, Ashley, and bring in the head coach of the undefeated Friendswood Mustangs. We are joined by Coach Robert Koopmann. Coach, how are you?
I'm awesome. Glad to be with you.
I imagine you guys are feeling pretty good down there in Friendswood these days.
We're feeling pretty good until you look up and you see Shadow Creek on the horizon.
Yeah, no rest for the weary. I don't know who does the schedules there, but I don't know.
Well, I know 2 years ago, realignment, I was sitting with Coach Severick in Texas City, and we've been friends for a long time. We opened up that packet, and we saw he said, "Welcome to the SEC West."
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it feels like.
Well, I want to first and foremost, congratulate you guys on your big win over Richmond Foster. You guys go into halftime down 20-17, and then rattle off, outscore them, 17-6 in the third quarter. What were you telling your guys at halftime of this game, with it close but you guys trailing?
Well, one thing, we have good football players, and I told them on Thursday we belong. We belonged on the field with those guys. And so we just told them at halftime we made a few mistakes. We actually should have been ahead. It was our own mistakes. And just keep doing the same thing that we were doing. And our kids believed, our coaching staff believes. We lost last year by one touchdown to Foster. We lost to Shadow Creek by one touchdown last year. So we were close. And our kids just feel like, they're a year older and they feel like they compete with anybody.
Well, and you guys obviously this is a huge win for you guys, not only in the district standings but also just heading forward. But one thing I'm interested in is last year you guys go 6-4. You missed the playoffs. You're on the outside looking in on the playoffs. Has that been a motivating factor? Has that been something that you guys have been talking about during the off season?
Pretty much every day since that first Monday of our last football game. Mm-hmm. That was our motivating factor. We've totally redid our offense for two reasons. One, because our quarterback is very talented. And two, we live in a fast neighborhood and we're not always the fastest team on the field. And so we totally revamped what we did offensively. I told the kids we've been preparing for the next 3 weeks since last January with all the man coverage we're about to see. And so, it's been a motivating factor for us.
We're talking with Robert Koopmann, the head coach of the Friendswood Mustangs here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Coach, you mentioned your quarterback, Luke Gurdon, who was nails, came up with big play after big play in your win last week. But I know that is nothing new for him. I know this is a guy who has been a star for you guys. We can look at the numbers and see the numbers he's put out, but you're the guy who gets to see him every day in practice. What is it about Luke Gurdon that makes him special?
Well, one, his arm talent is unbelievable, and I've been on this campus for 26 years. We've had some good ones, and Jacob Karam, Jeff Ballard played at TCU, and we've had some. And his arm talent is probably the best we've ever had. It's unbelievable, and so it just goes. But when he's a freshman and sophomore, you're playing him. Sometimes you forget he's a freshman and sophomore. And so he's in that part where he matures. He just understands the game. He's completing at about 68% right now. And so, he's really understanding what defenses are doing and what they're giving to us. That's kind of been where he's made his big jump. We don't have Oklahoma commits. We don't have UT commits and LSU commits. And so we have to battle for every bit we get against these people we're playing. And that's kind of his mindset and the ability, like I said, he's taking what they're giving us.
The other thing is that I take a look at what you guys have been able to do this year, and it seems like we've seen this defense take a real step forward in being able to shut down teams. And it seems like the thing that you guys do best is you take away the thing that other teams do best. I'm interested, what kind of changes have you guys made on the defensive side that have you guys rolling right now?
Well, one, we have a really good defensive staff that led by Coach Bruce Bolden, and he that's always kind of our calling card. Again, we're not always the most athletic team out there, so we're going to hold on. What do they do best, and we're going to try and take that from them. But we've gone to more of a 3-front than 4-front. We've been traditionally a 4-2-5 front, man, because we've always liked our defensive ends. But we've kind of switched more to the 3-front, like everyone else is running, and it fits our personnel really well. And one thing we have in Friendswood are very intelligent kids. And I think you take our coaching staff and their approach, and you take the intelligence of our kids and the emotion they play with, and it has. We're playing better defense than we've played in a long time right now.
I want to ask you now, you mentioned, that there's no real rest for you guys. Now all you guys get to do is go on the road and play a team that played for a title last year and is undefeated. You guys go on the road now to take on unbeaten Shadow Creek. I'm interested in what is the attitude around the program right now, because obviously undefeated, feeling really good about these things. Is there a feeling that, hey, why not us?
It's a feeling of that, and our kids, historically, Friendswood kids compete. I mean, we talk about slaying dragons. We've slayed a lot of dragons around here that people didn't think we should slay. Those 4 years we spent in 6A, we took down a Tyndall Hightower team, and we took down a Summer Creek team with all their kids. And so our kids aren't in awe of many people. And so I don't think they're going to be in awe on Friday night. And same thing as last year. We played those guys a one-possession game. All we can ask of our kids is maximum effort, and then the rest kind of takes care of itself. And so, we're kind of low key around here. We try not to get too high when it's high, and we not to get too low when it's low. We're just going to approach it as they're a team. They're 16, 17, 18-year-old kids like our kids are, and let's go play.
You've been there for a spell now. You're in your 8th season there at Friendswood. I'm interested. How have you seen this program change? Maybe since the time you arrived to what you guys have going now.
Well, so I've been on campus for 26 years. I've been head coach 8. The one thing that's been consistent through those years is the energy and effort that our kids play with. We're not the hottest recruiting trail out there, right? Jimbo and Nick are coming to my office, and we play in a district where I told someone the other day, if you took just the commits out of District 10 5A, you could put a pretty good Division I football team together. And so our kids approach it a different way. I keep telling our kids we're special, but we're special in a different way. We're special in our effort. We're special in our preparation. We're preparation how hard we work, and that's kind of been the calling card for years around. It started with Henry Winston, who was, there's only been 3 head coaches in the last 45 years here. And so, we're stable play. We're a blessed community. We're small. We're only 13 square miles. And we still have that small town feel to us where every first grader in town is still wearing blue. And so, I think that all kind of adds up to a great program that's just through the years, through 20-something years, has been consistency. And I think that's the biggest key for us is the consistency.
It's Robert Koopmann, the head coach at Friendswood here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. All right, Coach, let's talk about it. Friday night, 7 o'clock at Freedom Field. You're drawing Shadow Creek. I know you have been poring over film. I'm not going to ask you to give away your game plan, but when you take a look at what you guys are up against on Friday night, what do you see?
I see. I was unlucky enough to compete against Lamarck in the 90s. I see a defense that looks a lot like that, where every kid runs. I mean, and I'm talking about every kid. And so, I always say they don't break down because they know their friends right behind them to clean it up. And so you see a lot of that. There's just speed all over the field. And then the Jones kid at quarterback's just a big, strong kid. And so, there's reason they're number 2 in the state, and there's a reason they're holding, I think, in 6 games they've given up less than 700 yards of total offense, is because there looks like there's space there, and that space gets taken away really quickly. And so, we're going to have to – we'll throw the ball. We're going to throw the ball around, and we're going to give up some sacks, and we're going to make some big plays too. And so, it's a daunting task, but we're up for it.
You guys have certainly been up for every game this year, so there's no reason to count out the Friendswood Mustangs, undefeated with their coach, Robert Koopmann. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on your big win over Richmond Foster on Friday night, and best of luck Friday night and down the road. You bet. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. There he goes, Robert Koopmann, the head coach, Friendswood Mustangs, joining us here on Texas Football Today. That was a shocker. That was one that we knew going into the year. If you look at our Dave Campbell's Texas Football rankings, we knew that there were going to be some big games on the horizon in that district, right? We knew that Shadow Creek and Angleton was going to be a big game. Yep. We knew that Shadow Creek and Foster was going to be a big game. Foster and Angleton, right?
Kind of expected to be a three-way dance for that district.
Friendswood's the party crasher.
Yeah.
Friendswood's the one that we didn't see coming, and I think that they kind of like that. And look, that is a huge, huge win. Now, next 2 weeks, I mean, they go. The rest of their schedule is Shadow Creek on the road, home against Hightower, who is suddenly looking extremely dangerous as well. They take on Rosenberg Terry. They'll be favored in that one, and then they finish up at home against Angleton. I mean, it is a brutal district in 10-5A Division I, one of the very best in the state. In fact, I want to say that our computer rankings had it as the toughest district in the state in 5A. And that is saying something. That is an extremely difficult district, but they have come out, and they have come out soaring, and that defense, I think, has really taken a step forward, and they got a quarterback in Luke Gurdon that I think is a playmaker. So, look, I think he's right. There's a reason Shadow Creek's number 2 in the state.
Yep.
There's a reason Shadow Creek is a favorite on Friday night. I don't think that's going out on a limb. But they've already gone and beaten a team that they were favored. They were underdogs against. Why not?
Do it again.
And if they do it again, that turns a lot of things upside down. That shakes up not just that district, that shakes up that region.
I was about to say.
So I was going to say, that was going to be the, you said it was going to take like a big shakeup to change the rankings. Now that would be one of them.
That's a seismic shift. If that were to happen, then that would be really, really impressive. So, appreciate Robert Koopmann joining us. Mustangs feeling good, and rightfully so.